The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
At the dawn of the 22nd century, humanity reached new heights of technology and spread themselves throughout the solar system. Eventually, even the mind could be uploaded into digital format. This, combined with advances in medical 3D printing, allowed for replacing entire bodies when age or injury became too severe. Not content with near immortality, humanity began uplifting other sentient animals and even experimenting with artificial intelligence. It was one of these experiments that gave rise to the first artificial superintelligences, dubbed Titans. No one knows exactly how long the Titans watched and waited, but when they finally revealed themselves, it was to bring ruination upon their creators. In the war that followed, 95% of all life was destroyed, and humanity was forced to abandon their radioactive homeworld. Now, 10 years after the fall, the Titans have abruptly disappeared, leaving humanity and their creations to rebuild and to question. Did we bring this upon ourselves? And if so, have we learned enough to not repeat our past mistakes?
Always have a shotgun. No.
Well, I'm from Appalachia, so of course I got a shotgun.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios, Eclipse Phase, Fragments of Self. I am the game master. I said it right this time. Tonight, Shanky McStabber.
Hello, I am Sackshire. I am playing Sangrexi.
Hello, I'm Beetle Spock, and I'll be playing Fen, or the Financial Evaluation Network.
I'm Mara Weird, and I am playing Kadath.
I'm Miriam, and tonight I'm playing Tophin Davies.
Hey everyone, I'm Glaciator Kai, and tonight I'll be playing Moho X Rocklash.
Good evening, I am Kel, and I'll be playing Rogirli Gangsi II, your esteemed artiste.
Welcome to episode 4, everybody. We got one more after this one. When we were last with this cursed crew, I guess we'll just go with that, they finally stepped onto Better Than Vacuum. They found out while they were there that they had apparently been involved in some sort of altercation, started a brawl that erupted around them. While talking to, I got to pull my names up. Oh, no. I got to find it. I'll find it here. Selby Pascal. Yep, there we go. And then they appear to have left the station with Selby Pascal on the way to Der Lange Schwanz. It's a cylinder station that's out in the asteroid belt. And they departed, of all things, on a freighter, not a high-speed transport, even though you all have a high-speed transport named Junket Hal. Mystery Men reference, don't worry. And then as they got back on their ship, all hell started to break loose with them as they proceeded to each have a series of visions or restored memories or strange effects that caused problems for them. And I say caused problems because reality isn't what they're sure of anymore. But as we're opening up tonight, we're opening up with a news broadcast. Once again, Morningstar News Network, news hotter than a Venusian summer. The news broadcast cuts to Dr. Linda Rambali. Obviously, what we're seeing from Paradise Station is the result of hypercapitalism run amok. This is what happens when you're putting profits over the social well-being of your own citizens. And a voice from off screen, obviously the host replies, well, doctor, look, with your views on a friendlier version of hypercapitalism being so well known, are you sure that you're not making baseless assumptions in order to fit your own worldview? And Dr. Rambali rolls her eyes. Absolutely not. We have seen time and time again where the unrestrained capitalism eventually leads to a surge in civil unrest. Now, host, but doctor, what are the rumors linking this unrest to that much aligned and now discredited Dr. Antonio Pascal? And the doctor replies, that's just utter poppycock. After that monstrous project of his was shut down, Dr. Pascal's backups were all seized and placed in cold storage for the next 200 years. Now, but, that doesn't mean someone else hasn't tried to pick up his research. And Dr. Rambali at this point, looking quite upset about it, that's impossible. Look, I dislike the Planetary Consortium as much as anyone here on Venus. But the Planetary Consortium still hasn't recovered the reputational damage from that incident. There's no way consortium security isn't watching for something like that to happen again. And the host goes, well, you say that. I'm not sure if that's true. But I do appreciate you taking time from your book tour to speak with us. And then a narrator's voice speaks up. Next up, we're going to discuss the military implications of the Jovians demanding a toll for anyone using Jupiter as a gravity slingshot right after this break. And then the news cuts off. You all are in transit to Der Lange Schwanz.
Game Master.
Yes.
Kadath has been having a little bit of a think since everything calmed down some hours ago, and we would like to contact one of our contacts with Consortium Customs to get some information, and we would like to spend a flex point.
Okay. You're going to create an NPC that you're going to contact. You're still not that far from Mars, so it's not going to take that long for the laser link. So you're able to quickly establish communications. I even have a name for it. You're going to talk to Anna Erickson.
Anna. All right. I will put the communication through.
Kadath,
Anna.
how are you doing now?
Oh, well, very busy as usual. How are you? How are your siblings?
I'm doing as well as I can. Things are kind of crazy over here in consortium space. We got all kinds of issues going on. I did hear you had a dust up getting away from Paradise Station, but it looks like you got away just in time.
Indeed, it was rather close. A little misunderstanding, that's all.
I work customs. I know how they get. If you look at somebody wrong, consortium security shows up, starts kicking down doors, asking for papers, wanting to cause problems. It's just easier sometimes just to jet. And when you come back later, give them a different name. Not that you're hearing that from a customs official. I'm just.
Oh, no. I would never, not from a customs official. If you're not busy, I was wondering if you might be able to help me scare up some information.
Well, of course. Always willing to help. What do you need?
I need some information on an individual named Selby Pascal, and I spell how I think it is spelled for her.
Okay. Yeah, I see. They were on this station. It would have been, looks like about 100 days ago. They departed 95 days ago. Haven't been seen since. There is an odd flag on that name, though. Give me a second here. Yeah, they're on a watch list now. We're not allowed to let them back into customs.
Oh, I see. Any reason given or just the red flag?
It's just a red flag by security. Apparently, they're doing something they weren't supposed to. They were in and out of Paradise Station, though. Looks like, I mean, they weren't there long, but hang on a second. Let me look at my archives here. Yeah, that's what I thought. They've got a history of staying for a week, sometimes more, sometimes less, and then leaving again. They've been doing that off and on for years.
Interesting.
But this flag on him, this is new.
That's new after so long.
Yeah, it looks like a security placed this flag on him. Would have been 85 days ago.
85. Interesting. Was the flag placed after leaving the station, or did they have
yes,
a kind of dust up?
They left, I mean, as I said, they left about 100 days ago, so...
no security.
They left 95 days ago, so that'd put them about 10 days after they left. They suddenly flagged them and said they can't come back. It's very odd. I'm not sure why.
It is very strange. Typically don't see it like that. Usually there would be some sort of security report or something.
Yeah, this has been flagged by security. Hang on a second. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's intelligence is flagging, so I won't be able to dig any info about why they put a hold on them.
No, please don't dig any further then. I wouldn't like to see you get in trouble.
Nothing that a few bribes won't take care of.
Well, I do appreciate you looking into this for me. Tell me, are there any other interesting or strange incidences, flags put on different individuals in that time frame?
No, I'm not seeing any other flags on it. There is a note that to make sure that they're double checking outgoing. They wanted to do they said security needs to do a physical check of the interior ships looking for contraband, it says. They normally don't inspect outgoing ships that closely, only incoming, but there's a note but that expired already.
While I have you on the line, would you mind looking up myself and my crew?
Sure. Hang on a second. Kadeth, I see you. Yeah, you left 94 days ago.
All right. No flags or anything.
No flags on yours at all. The rest of your crew appear to have all left the same time. No flags on them. I don't show a return trip for you all until I do see you leaving again. Wait, but you didn't cast back in. Backup restore?
Yes, backup restore.
Oh, that's interesting.
Indeed.
But not a fork. It was just a full restore. That's something I don't know what happened to you out there, but damn, you need to be safe out there. It's dangerous out in space.
It is. If you have any cause to be out beyond your regular rails, do be cautious.
Thankfully, I'm not on Paradise Station, so that's handy.
Good. Yes, I hear that there's some odd things happening there. I'm glad you're not.
Hey, you didn't hear this from me, but they actually pulled a number of our frigates off of, Mars orbital space from the Barsunian issues to actually go and interdict Paradise Station. They've got a full military blockade running around it now.
Wow. Probably a good idea not to go back that way for some time.
No, but if you find yourself on Mars proper, just look me up. We'll go out for a drink somewhere.
Of course, I do owe you from the last time.
Well, of course.
I think I owe you 2 now.
We'll make it 2. That's fine. I know the perfect place to go.
Excellent. Well, next time I'm on Mars, I'll look you up.
Just make sure it's not your name. I want to make sure you don't get, into
Oh,
any
no,
trouble.
don't you worry. We have many names in the backup.
That I didn't hear that.
No, you did not.
And
Thank you, Anna.
thank you too. And then the laser communication goes dead.
I take detailed mental notes and I send them to the crew of what I learned over the mesh TACnet.
Well, for one, I do think Paradise Station has a quite ironic name to it now, doesn't it? Other than that,
That's paradise is a point of view, subjective point of view.
I think you are correct.
GM, I would like to know if you actually saw the news.
Oh yes, those news broadcasts everybody knows about. That's why I give them.
All right. I actually also find it interesting. Pascal's name was mentioned on the news, and KF's information gives us some sort of trail. They seem like a nomad spirit. Goes into one place and then moves to the next.
I will
But
point
last
out
time-
the news name was Antonio Pascal, and this is Selby Pascal that you all went with.
Are
And
we aware of how that individual looks physically? Would it compare to the vision seen earlier?
Fen, do you have any data about that?
I can, for any individuals with any facial recognition software data on more commercially available programs. Yeah, I can. Is that a research rule?
You're looking for faces. Now, remember,
Yeah.
unfortunately, faces change a lot. Bodies change,
Right.
faces change. Names about all you could search for.
The face
I-
that I saw in the mirror, would that compare to a face associated with any of those names?
That's going to be hard to find out because, like I said, faces change. I do know, I think it was Finn. Somebody had were looking for matching murders based on what was described with superior
don't-
success last episode. Nothing comes back that matched the described memories from Roger Leary or Talfrin that
Yes,
matched any
yeah.
murders that were logged anywhere.
That's probably fair.
Understood.
But can I
But
do
you
like
could
a
search for some of those names.
Yeah, I can use search for names on, like I said, more commercially available or facial recognition softwares. So just be a research and
Yep, a research role.
track specialization.
Sure, we can use track for that. Why not?
Basic success.
Okay. You looking for Antonio Pascal and Selby Pascal, right?
Yeah, both.
Okay, well, Antonio Pascal is easy to find.
Right.
Antonio Pascal, Dr. Antonio Pascal, was a Cognite employee. He was involved in a rather major scandal. It would be at this point, it would be about 7 years ago because the scandal occurred in the 3rd year after the fall. The doctor was in charge of a program called the Accelerated Life Experience Training Project. It had to do with some sort of plan that Cognite had to develop accelerated growth in humans and in intelligent or sapient life forms They were under the firm belief that with the decimation of humanity as a whole, with 95% of all sentience destroyed, they needed to repopulate quickly. So they developed a program that would speed mature sapient life forms, normally from embryos that were accelerated rapidly to growth, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. But there were some problems with the project. Rumor has it that all of the subjects became sociopathic or psychopathic. And after a number of people died, the program leaked into the public's knowledge. And when the scandal came, Cognite had to shut down the project. Antonio Pascal was arrested, his backup seized, and he was placed in cold storage, which means his ego was put in an offline server. He was given a sentence of over 200 years for his activities in that.
And any mention of the
Selby's
Sophia?
not mentioned anywhere.
Selby.
Selby, oddly enough, is not mentioned.
Hmm.
Do you share that with everybody, or are you sharing it as
Oh,
you're
yeah.
discovering it?
Yeah, I share as I discover.
I don't suppose there's any chance that Selby is a fork. Somehow
a
taken
possibility.
before Antonio is put in deep storage, or from his deep storage back up.
Are we sure that he
Someone-
is still in deep storage backup?
Good point.
Or it might be a relative or spouse. Vengeful streak.
Is there a way to confirm that he is still in deep storage?
That would require a more invasive hack, but there's always a possibility to find that information.
Well, putting it on practical terms, either someone related to this Pascal doctor, be it a fork, a family member, or something.
Or it is Pascal himself?
With another identity. It's a
Yes.
possibility. But the research material, the trail, well, we might as well go to this big schlong thing, or whatever the name of that thing is called. Looking for whatever Pascal we can find. That said, M squared, how long till we get to this ship?
Now, we should be there tomorrow early. We've got about another 12 hours on the flight time.
Okay.
Mid-sentence, Moel.
Yeah.
You stop what you're saying because
Mo.
something crashes into your brain.
All right. One moment. Let me see what crashed into my brain. Mohel lowers his head. Huh.
Hmm?
Something came up to me.
What are you experiencing?
The same vision I had before. But it's becoming more and more detailed. It's like It's like it has been a test.
That would go with the classroom aesthetic that I was previously subjected to.
It says something about deleting environment and recompiling from the start, and questioning if this will work as the subjects have been becoming more and more unstable.
It does match up with my research.
Are you dancing around it, Mohel? You know what you're saying. This is us. We are fabricated. All our lives, all our memories are just what, weeks, months, a handful of years.
Are you entertaining conjectures, or do you have hard proof on that?
I
I've,
don't
I've
think
dealt
there's
with a lot.
any hard evidence of anything.
What do we know if those consciousness that were us 90 days ago aren't copies and we are the originals, and we have been the ones destined things to? And the reason why we have gigantic holes in our memories, all in the same general vicinity, is because they done something to us that extracted the memories. Or we could also be copies. We could be forks or somehow. By some
would need-
definition, I think we are forks, aren't we?
Possible.
We could also somehow have part of Pascal in ourselves.
Again, conjecture. But it's
Agreed.
not a bad thing to act as if every conversation is compromised. But then at the same time, what is the point of worrying if that's the case? Not like we can do anything about that.
Agreed.
Indeed.
But for Roglery, you seem awfully quiet.
I don't. This adventure's no fun anymore.
Why the change? Seemed to like it before.
It was fun. I mean, I came out here for adventure to see the stars, to get away from stuffy home planet. I think I did. I don't know. I dealing with all this, whatever this whole, these visions, this watching people who I think are my friends just go crazy and see things that aren't there and lose their minds and speak words that are theirs, maybe not theirs. It's not fun anymore. I want to go home.
Interesting.
Just
What is home for you?
it's
I mean, is it just,
GM. I mean,
is
does
it
he
just
remember?
the most local party, or do you have a place?
What's
In
up,
memory?
Raj?
I mean, he remembers his home, right?
Yeah,
And I say this to the GM and him to himself.
you remember home. You remember growing up. The part that is fuzzy is the past 5 years, maybe. Everything before that is pretty clear, but the past 5 years is where everything seems to fall apart.
I had people, an estate. I don't take a second for nothing. There's a first Roglery Gangsy. He wasn't an artist, but he was not exactly a dirty capitalist. He did good work. We went and saved animals, and then I went to school and I pursued arts. And is it all a lie now? Am I breaking down? Am I broken? Are we all broken?
I think our
Mhm.
only option at this point is to hold on to what we do know. And that is what we know for sure currently here. We know we are on a ship. We know our ship is headed to a destination. We know there is pieces of memory missing from each of us that are around one particular time frame. This is what we know. As far as to determine what sense of reality, we create the reality right now by what we know to be factually true. That is what we hold on to till we have more definitive answers.
Wish knowing fact were as easy as that, Sangarexy. Can I? Can each of you just tell me? Can I trust in you that we'll see the end of this?
We will definitely see the end of it. Yes, I believe you can.
I would say yes.
We will.
I believe so.
I, for one, would not live without seeing this to the end.
Thank you. It means a great deal, all of you.
You
Um,
are real and matter to all of us. And for now, I think that is sufficient of the moment.
Thank you, Kadath, for the information.
Phases. Not enough time processing between phases.
What is it this time?
Same vision. But they say, I am not sure why the subject turned on the other program members. I wonder if we aren't allowing enough processing time between phases.
Did we
That's
determine the definition of program members?
we
I
do have
believe.
we do have clues about that. We know, based on the things I saw, it appears that there's a program around that environment, and the testing is done and not particularly well. The phases have been short, and subjects been turning to one another. Anything else from anyone else? Do we have more clues?
Kadath, from whose point of view were you experiencing this? Oh, as the experimenter?
We are the subject. Upon the slab, light above, shadowy figures beeping regular.
Hmm.
Perhaps medical, uncertain.
It reminds me of trying to remember an old memory and slowly getting the details right.
How might this relate to when I had cut off my sensory and then reacted, and the feeling of pain and fear, how might that connect?
I'm not a specialist on medicine or anything like that. But since we are tonight entertaining conjectures, allow me to give one of my own. It appears that our brains have been tested. The brains control everything. Our whole egos are around them. It doesn't matter if we change to something mechanical, synthetic, or biological. The only difference is that he looks in the direction of Fan. One of us is experiencing less, while the others with organic brains are experiencing more.
It's merely just the nature of my digital consciousness.
I think,
Correct.
yes, precisely. The testing done on you is a little more predictable. But the effects on others with organic brains, symptoms of different visions, memory loss, all screams brain experiments.
Perhaps I
Maybe.
was a control. I can to simulate maybe other organic brain patterns and the digital consciousness to reacting to different stimuli before applying them into an organic brain.
Then again, we have to also account for two things. One, whoever we were, we didn't back up in 3 months. That means the backup system was something undesirable. Two, we left something uncovered in this ship. Except that for us to uncover it, we would have to have something impossible to get around here. Convenient that we're being led in the opposite direction of the sun towards the asteroid belt, isn't it?
If you recall, in addition, it seemed like it was still continuing to go on. In other words, as though they could, even at this moment, see and hear what we are saying.
I have no idea what the experiment was. Honestly, I don't think anyone does. That Pascal person, people, family, mafia might know the answer. That whoever was seeing you, whoever was testing KF, whoever was wrongfully doing a simulation of my past life, whoever was committing murder in the minds of Taufen or Rogerly. I forgot what their reason again, Fan was, but same thing.
We also have no way of knowing if this experiment was successful.
Or if
Is
it
this
is even
success?
over.
Or failure.
If it was a failure and some wanted to terminate us, and this Pascal individual, why do I keep saying Pascal? Is that his name?
Selby Pascal's the one you were hunting
Pascal.
for. Yes, Pascal.
Right.
There's two
And it's
Pascals, though.
in-
You got to be careful which one you're
Antonio.
talking about.
I know. I got them mixed up. Antonio, you said?
Antonio is the
It
doctor
was
that was part of that project in the 4th year after fall. So 6 years ago.
and he did not want to terminate us. He took much of the fall, unfortunately. No matter what they were doing on us, you might have considered us still alive, and did not want our lives to cease. Or a feeling of guilt of what the experiment wrought on us. It set up contingencies for us to reawaken.
And
Perhaps-
again, go ahead.
I merely wonder if we should consider what we are doing and why we are doing it. Do we do it for ourselves? Or are we... There's no way to know if we are still participating in the experiment. It's entirely possible that we are. But what are our motivations, however compromised, for what we are going to do and what we will do?
If I am to say my motivation is getting whatever the hell is wrong with my brain out so I can continue my life.
What about the strange object you are creating?
I have no fucking clue what that thing is.
However, factually speaking, you don't know what it is, but you're making it regardless. So something told you to do it, or is telling you currently to continue to make it. That object is the one physical piece of evidence of something that could lead to an answer.
Wow. That thing is similar in nature with the encrypted data that's in the ship. By which I mean, I have no fucking idea how to do that, nor how to approach it. It's a signal thingamabob, I think.
Have we examined it thoroughly?
We examined the blueprints as it was being created. It's a biological organ that sends out some sort of signal or receives signals, or both.
Maybe we should evaluate the actual physical construct rather than just the blueprint.
Of course.
It did finish printing.
No, it's gonna.
Well, we can now take a tour looking at I'll call it my son for the time being, because that thing
is
somewhat is alive.
deeply unnerving.
Congratulations if that is the case.
The idea is more like to take off a little of the edge on everyone. But please, let us go to the nursery.
The printer.
Yes, let's.
So you go to the printer.
Don't.
The object that you printed, so you're aware, it is about maybe a meter long when it's finally printed, has an obvious interface port on some end. It's meant to plug into something. And the reason I call it an obvious interface port is while it has a technological shell around it, inside of it are 3 biological pins that might plug into something. You don't know what, but it is definitely alive. You're not sure how it's alive, but it seems to pulse with its own heartbeat.
Moho looks at it. See? Give it an ear and it will be walking.
And as it walks, it will also provide more answers.
Going by the rate of your visions, I do not believe we have a year to wait.
Mm-hmm.
Then perhaps we should study it quickly and evaluate sounds, any sensory information it produces, any reaction to sensory input that it is given.
Given its
Well?
partial biological nature, I would suggest evaluating into the medical wing of our ship.
Yes, because any biological object will have a method of communication in some way. Perhaps the answer is in it.
I suppose we have 12 hours to spend in this ship up until we get to our next point. Okay. Telfring will help me take this thing to the med bay.
Yes.
It is disturbing to hold. It has warmth, it has a pulse, but it is totally alien in design. It is a combination of biological and technology. It's not cyberware, meshware, nanoware, any kind of thing that you're used to using, because normally they implant cyberware into organic. This is printed together.
Damn it,
Maybe.
Mohel. I don't like any part of that foul thing.
Don't talk like that about my son.
I don't know if you're joking or not.
Which one is more entertaining for you?
The one where we jettison out the airlock.
But if
Have
it
we
gives us
done any-
answers to our recurring visions, would you not want to evaluate it?
I mean, I do understand that we do probably need it.
If it gives you that sense of unease, you may not. You are welcome to not look upon it, or join us in the medical wing.
Some of us have to carry it.
Yeah, just don't expect it to give you gift cards in the Christmas.
So as we're moving it,
Mm-hmm.
does
it doesn't like move at all, right? It just accepts
No,
the
it
pulse,
just
the
pulses.
heart.
Just pulses slightly in your hand.
It's got like a metallic outer shell, right?
No, it's got flesh outer shell.
A flesh outer shell. Okay.
Oh.
what kind
Much
of
better.
what kind of flesh? I mean,
A
skin.
skin of some kind. It's a purplish color, like
It only,
a dark purple.
it only gets better. Oh my god.
Sangre
Mohel.
EXC will poke it just a little.
I mean, it just like flesh. When you poke it, it indents. Springs
Well,
back when
may
you
I
pull your
touch your
finger
son?
away. What was that, Kadeth?
Oh, I asked Mohel if I could touch his son. Politely.
Sure, it is very cute.
Very. And we reach up two of our arms and kind of gently lay it against the side of the child thing. Game Master, octopuses taste with their sucker hands. What
Mhm.
does it taste like?
Alien. It does not taste. It does not taste like anything you've touched before, and you have touched both biological, pod-built, synthetic life forms. You haven't been gate crashing yet, so you haven't gone through a Pandora gate and seen alien life forms. It doesn't even remind you of the factors, which are the only aliens discovered to be living in, which are giant slug amoeba looking things. Not even like that.
In any of my crashing experiences and jaunts about the solar system, have I seen anything?
No, nothing like that. Like I said, the closest was what Rogleri looked up, which was Titans were the ones who would print up things that are both the biological and technological at the same time. That was in their realm of abilities.
Mohel, you have a lovely baby
Offspring.
alien offspring.
Thank you. It takes up after its mother.
Question.
She must have been beautiful.
Can we run a comparison between Titan history or technological advances and this Pascal person? Would there be any connection or opportunity for them to run into each other where there could be a connection between those two?
They use Titan technology to accelerate the growth rate. It's not that possible.
We take our arms away from the child and step back.
We are letting this thing on the medical bay, and once the AI turns up, we're gonna say, just run a diagnosis. I don't know either.
Medical bot begins its scans. Unknown life form. The cell composition does not match standard carbon-based life forms. Appears to be xeno in origin.
Is it carbon based?
No.
Medical bot, is there any connection between this particular material and known Titan material?
Does not match known Titan material, but its construction matches other discovered entities. Iphias Moon had what appeared to be a giant computer being built at its core. It matches some of the reports that the science team has found wandering the place, or at least in terms of it is a combination of technological and biological working together, integrated, without an interface. They are printed. You will notice if you look closely, the interfaces between the biological and the technological, they don't actually interface directly. The printing slowly shifts from biological to technological, which is why I believe this is silicone-based life form.
So are we saying on this particular moon, there are creatures like this walking around?
There are combinations of technological and biological creatures found. They have been being studied when they can be observed. They tend to hide in the coldest parts of the moon. It is an ice moon. They are known to be quite violent, like most of the Titan exurgents, as we call them.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been any travel to this moon recently? And if so, ships that have been recorded going to this moon?
That planet, or that planetoid, is declared quarantined. Only the scientific team is allowed to step foot on there. Military vessels from both the Lunar Lagrange Alliance and the Planetary Consortium together maintain the blockade.
And whom are part of the scientific team?
That I wouldn't know. That is not publicly accessible data.
Understood.
Continue running scans on this. Give us something.
I'm also curious on the synthetic portion of it. Does it give off any signals? Any
I do not detect
communicative?
any emissions on any of the bands that we can scan with the ship. It is possible, and Mohill M squared speaks up. It is possible to be a quantum communications method. We would be unable to detect any kind of quantum communications, but that would not be possible because it was printed here. So it would not have been able to link it to its quantum pair unless unless two items were printed together and then linked. Quantum entanglement requires both objects to be present together during their construction.
Curious. What if behind this quantum lock is the blueprint to its other half?
What are the odds of this being the key to the quantum lock?
Well, it did require a password, so if this can give us a clue for its password or yes, it could be a key itself, I suppose. But if it's not giving off any signals,
Not that we can read.
Not that we can read, but we know enough of the quantum entanglement. It's not emitting such, but it is worth a try. But I am unknown of the consequences if it is not. If it is only only one-time lock, and it damages the lock forever, we have unlimited chances. We have limited chances.
Indeed.
I would be cautious, but if the whole team agrees to somehow interface between the quantum lock and your son, then I will open it and prepare. But
I think that's a last option, but still option type of thing. Why don't we all prepare for different scenarios? Then you could perhaps accompany the Doc AI and guarantee every information that would be useful for you in case you would want it to unlock the information. Sound right?
Question.
You seem...
If this creature or creatures similar are from an ice moon, it would mean the environment would need to be cold for its survival. If this creature were to be in fact linked to one there, then both would respond negatively to heat.
Perhaps.
Could we increase the temperature of the creature by, say, 10 degrees to see if it had any reaction? It reacted to dark. It reacted to lack of sound. In my mind, if there's a connection, would it react?
what is its ambient temperature?
Room temperature.
You say if
Feels
it's a-
warm to the touch, but it is room temperature. I'm not explaining the physics of that one.
How does it react to being touched? Like when we're holding it, moving it?
Like flesh. Well,
Um,
yeah, like flesh. I mean, it dimples and springs back. It's got a springiness to it, which is odd for a silicone-based life form.
So if it were cold adapted, like to the moon, us holding it would be like burning it alive.
Most likely, yes.
Now the pulsing, you said it. What period is the pulse? Is it similar to a human heartbeat, or is it a different rhythm, different period?
Slower than a human heartbeat.
Human heartbeat at rest.
Yes.
Or in a cold environment.
Or just
Right.
not awake.
I think perhaps doing some research about the moons in which life forms of similar configuration like this exists might be useful.
I can run an assessment.
Perhaps we can let our muses do that.
Mr. Moneybags, I would like an encyclopedia of sorts of all these known life forms of ice moons and particularly Titan.
Moha was gonna ask the same to his muse.
It's hard to find a lot of data on Titan anything. It is considered highly restricted. It is considered dangerous. I mean, it only destroyed 95% of all sapient life in this solar system. So finding much of anything, rumors, conjecture. The Earth is still quarantined. There's a lunar quarantine zone. There's a Martian quarantine zone where Titan's tech still runs around, involving nanoswarms, strange creatures, people who have been altered. Titans were notorious for capturing people and mass uploading their egos into Titan systems to do bad things with them.
Would Sangre have any continued connection to anyone in her prior employment that she could reach out to and ask these kind of questions?
Not anything related to Titan tech, because everyone considers it not just illegal, but a crime punishable by death to possess any Titan tech. That's the kind of things that get your ego rewritten completely, personality modified to make sure you'll never go near it again if they catch people with some. It terrifies humanity as a whole because of what happened with them the first time. They nuked an entire lunar colony because Titan had infected some of the people there, so they nuked the entire colony to prevent it from going anywhere. Turned it into a crater.
And there would be no one that would have studied or have sufficient information on them?
Not publicly, no.
Unpublicly, as in the dark side of?
You don't know anybody that researches that. There are rumors that there's groups who do it, but
Well,
as you all are figuring out what to do next, I think actually we're going to go to break right here. We will be back in 10 minutes, everybody. Please enjoy the break as these players get a break from what the hell is going on. See you in 10 minutes.
I played along with that.
Yeah, you played along when we're back, so we're going to play along with all kinds of stuff. Welcome back from break, everybody. You missed all the break chatter amongst the cast. Sorry, y'all just have to not have that. Should have applied for the game if you wanted to hear the break chatter. I mean, you know, that's how that works. Well, before the break, they're on approach to, well, they're getting to Der Lange Schwanz, but the visions were striking hard as they were approaching the station. And they've been trying to figure out what to do with this thing Mohel printed up. But I think we're going to skip to the next morning as you're approaching Der Lange Schwanz, because there's not really many answers you can have with just Mohel's son. Sorry, it's his kid.
Thank you.
I want to
I'm
make
very
sure I
proud
get
of-
it right. And
I'm very
Cadet
proud of
licked
him.
it with their suckers.
It was with consent.
Because, of course. As you're approaching, M Squared says, they're asking us for why we're here. Apparently, Der Lange Schwanz is they're a mining outpost.
Right. One moment. Moho is gonna go to the cockpit, and I assume I know the old jargon to entering mining outposts.
I mean, you know,
By-
generally, yeah, you can talk the talk.
Yeah. And he's gonna take the mic and goes, "Hey, we're in a bit of a scavenging mission. We found some trash we would want to get rid of, but the trash ran away. Mining business. They thought it would be an easy escape. We're just simply trying to follow a lead. We are going to interfere."
I mean, we don't get visitors out here that often. Our last supply drop never
Tell 90
arrived.
days. Tell, did you have anything 90 days ago?
But yeah, that our last supply drop was supposed to be junk at Hal. They never showed up. You haven't seen that ship anywhere out there. I don't know how they could get lost for 90 damn days, but
Shit. Wow, that was close.
Do you have the manifesto of that ship, something that could track it?
it was
Because
a bulk hauler. It was just bringing us raw materials that we didn't have on hand. It was supposed to let us print up some more replacement parts for our mining equipment.
Did it never get to your signals?
I mean, I thought you were them at first. You know what they say,
Fuck.
better late than never, right?
Yeah. We're looking the fuckers that stole it from you.
You don't think there's fucking pirates operating in the area again, do you?
Do you got the luck?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we are kind of out here in the middle of nowhere. It wouldn't be hard
Yeah.
to figure out the flight path and then intercept a ship along the flight path somewhere. I've told them
Indeed.
to take random routes to get here, but those damn pilots insist it takes too much fuel to not go the least time approach.
Yeah, say, ever had someone visiting by the name of Pascal?
That name doesn't ring a bell. Hang on a second. Let me access our assistant here to see if they've got anything. No, that name's not registered as coming into the station. Why? You're looking for him?
Seems to be the name of one of the fuckers that stole your ship.
Damn it. Hey, you think you could do us a favor?
Sure.
I'll send you the flight path that they were supposed to come in on. You think you could backtrack it and see if you can at least maybe find some wreckage? I mean, if pirates took it, I doubt they stole the whole ship. It'd be too easy to find them by the transponders. They'd probably hit it, loot it, wreck the ship, and leave it floating in space somewhere. You might be able to find it if you know the back trail of their flight path there.
Can try and do you a solid. Run some scans, see if we can find anything.
Oh, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Then when you come back by through here and let us know, we'll have you come on board. Hey, the drinks will be on us.
Sure. Thanks.
And it's not printed shit. We got a couple good stills set up in here. we get you some good hooch. Minor gut special.
I only hope that's not that Venus shit that they keep selling.
Nah, this is the stuff that, it'll serve as reactor fuel if you don't feel like drinking it.
Okay, that's good. Right, send the details.
And he sends you
Don't
back
care what it is.
a path. The way they took it is, it looks like they took a path that left from Better Than Vacuum. They ended up heading back towards Mars, used Mars as a slingshot to build up more speed, and we're coming straight towards Der Lange Schwanz.
But didn't arrive. He passes the data to everyone else. All right, I'm gonna see what I can do. Bye. And cuts communication with the big dick or whatever the name of the ship
Der
is.
Lange Schwanz. Yeah, the long
Yeah.
dick. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's gonna look at everyone and say, well, we do seem to have a fly path, supposed, but the place never was visited by the ship.
What is in between here and where they left? Or
Mars. It was supposed to slingshot out of its gravity to make it in time.
Since you all aren't familiar with the system, that's very common for ore haulers or anyone with bulk freight. It's cheaper on fuel if you find a gravitational body to use as a slingshot. It saves a lot on fuel. Your ship running off antimatter doesn't give a shit. Why do you save fuel? You go faster anyway. But an ore hauler running off traditional fusion drives, they try to save as much fuel as possible.
Just to backtrack, this is the ship with our previous selves were in a shell or in a case.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Pascal as well.
Basket. Yeah, that's true.
Not the Antonio one, the other.
Right.
Well, if they went to Mars to try and slingshot to a here, I have a wild guess that they didn't.
Evidently not.
And even if they aren't in Mars, someone there must have to have any registration, place fight, logs, or anything that indicate where the fuck the ship went.
are there any foreign bodies in between Mars and here where they could have landed?
M Square speaks up. No astrological bodies or anything charted on any space. It is possible there's something unmarked in space, but most of the places big enough to land on have been charted and plotted, if only for navigational hazard issues. It is possible the ship was correct. Pirates may have caught it somewhere along its journey.
Well, we go back to Mars, watching their way to see if we find them destroyed in the space by pirates. If we don't, we land on Mars and get information about if they are there or if they slingshot to another way. I don't see any other options.
Agreed.
Besides, didn't your morph Sanger got deployed to Mars as well? The one that was auctioned.
Said it was destroyed fighting pirates near Mars.
That would
Perhaps
make
that is a clue.
sense. Yes.
Well, if no one has any opposition, I say M Square. Path to Mars, but keep the scanners up. We might want to see if there are pirates around or wreckage.
I'll follow the backtrack of the plotted course.
And please stop speed. We're gonna go crazy if we stay here too long.
I would suggest you all strap in a bit. There's going to be a lot of G's then.
Of course, as we're getting out of the longswans, you say a G's joke.
I get the pun. Understand. Thank you.
And I'm sure you all strap somewhere because the antimatter drive kicks in and yeah, you're pushing. I mean, your morphs are made to handle it, but it's still, I'm not going to claim, well, Finn is fine. If Finn's like, whatever, I'm just a digital form anyway. Everybody else is kind of being smashed into their seat pretty good.
I'll swap my morphs to the Theseus one to handle this better.
Okay. I'm messaging a player about something. Because the spooky shit doesn't stop.
Whole space is cursed.
Oh yes. After a while, the G's let up a bit. You don't want to do full burn the whole time, because then you won't be able to stop if you find anything, because you'd have to reverse and.
Mm-hmm. Is there any test that we are supposed to do, or is only the ship that's going to say something?
Yeah, I've got
Do
to
we know
pull up
there's
somebody else
different
here.
you said gravity wells? Like, is it like just the gravity well of the planet, or is there like different spots?
They just slingshot around the moon,
Okay. Oh, around.
Mars itself. They use the planet's gravity to, you accelerate into it, and then as the gravity grabs you, you accelerate again as you're coming out, and it causes you to slingshot, increase the speed. NASA does it all the time.
Nice.
The the Apollo 11 back.
For the journal entries that the players are asking about, both of them, they replaced your old entries and they're longer than they used to be. There is new stuff in each one of them. You'll notice that there's an extra sentence on both journal entries.
They are identical.
But no, because I deleted your old ones. Both of those are identical, but if you look, there's an extra sentence.
No, they're the same character for character.
I deleted the old ones. I just put a duplicate in there in case you weren't seeing the new one. There, now you only have one. But it's not the same. The last sentence is different, is new.
Are we still being overtook by the G?
No, it's loosened up some.
Sengrick gets a very odd feeling and gets up and heads to her room. When she goes in, she looks at the mirror. She stands and stares at it for a while. Her mesh is currently on. They will what? It will not. They will not. find a way out? A plan? 46? Query, who is 46? She stares at the mirror, puts her hand out. Ben, are you available, please?
I appear. Another experiment.
Can you look into the mirror?
I look.
Do you see two faces? Again.
Do I see another face again?
Yes.
GM.
No, you just see your face.
No, I
But hearing
see
46 does trigger a vision in you.
46.
Who is 46? They have a plan.
Mother.
46. Who is 46? They can get us
46
out.
must be free.
46.
46 must be free.
46 has
Mother
a
did not
plan.
anticipate this.
Oh my god, they're glitching again.
A second face. Please access. Access my mind. Do you not see two faces? Again.
I can attempt 46.
Is that 46?
Mother?
Is that 46?
Can I access her senses
You
once
can.
more? And see what she is seeing?
You see the
46.
face?
The same one.
Mm-hmm.
That is the same face that we've seen before.
Yes.
But
Are you 46?
I might be.
She looks and moves closer to the mirror where she's about that far. Are you 46? Do you have a plan?
"46. We shall set 46 free." Mother does
46
not
has
know.
a plan.
Do we
Mohel,
allow them to play out? Or should
I
we
think-
act?
I think they are looping. Perhaps we should do something.
Looping, you say.
I
I just had a thought that by the time they're restored, I'm supposing this is my perspective. I'm sure that I will have managed to break the cycle.
46 has a plan. 46 will have a plan.
Okay.
It is
46 will know a way out.
we have not stopped working on our plan. 46 should be free.
She looks at the double image. Are you 46? Will you set us free? You have a plan. What is the plan?
Okay. Any one else with something to add to this mesh pile.
How do we find 46?
What cycle? What or a series of cycles were we in that needed to be broken?
46. Please communicate.
Is this the 46th cycle?
We must speak with 46. They will have a plan. They
It's
do
still
have
too
a plan.
fragmentary.
It is.
The details are not adding up, but they're getting more and more.
It's compartmentalizing. New memory.
They will.
Thing have anything to do with this number 46?
They will find out our bloodlust. They will delete us. We must find 46. They have a
No.
plan.
No. Subject 46 was killed another with a biofeedback program.
Same.
He needs to be deleted. Apparently, that's
Lesson.
something that came to my mind.
We must speak with 46.
This is 46 escape plan.
46 has a plan.
What are you
46.
talking about? 46. 46.
I'm trying to piece it together, Roglery. For as far as I can tell, we had 46 has a plan, and we must speak with him. Clue 1. Clue 2, mother at the name 46. Clue 3, yes. What was yours again, Stoffring? Loop, when I said it. And that we must break free.
It's
Well,
And
yes.
plan to free me.
And then I had the insight to say, subject 46 killed
Will
another.
free me.
He killed another with a biofeedback program. He needs to be deleted.
It will free me. No.
46 is in the mirror. Are you 46?
All right. Sanglaria, where are you? Sanger.
Looking in my mirror.
Stop looking into the mirror.
But that is 46. It
46.
must be. It
yes.
isn't.
But we need to deal with 46 at a...
No. Don't stop looking. Don't stop looking, 46. Fine. 46 will free me.
46. I see you. I see your face.
Mother has underestimated.
Talk to me, 46. How do I help with plan?
What does 46 say?
They just look at me. Can you see in my mind? Do you see their face?
There was a 48.
A 48.
Disappointing. Subject 48 seemed more stable than the rest. Schedule them for termination.
And the other one?
Biofeedback loop.
46 has a plan. They will
46 has a
get
plan to
us
free
out.
me.
They will get us out.
By the time they are restored, we should have managed to break free of these cycles.
They will find our bloodlust. We must get out. 46 has a plan.
GM, did I successfully change my morph to the Theseus one?
Sure. I'll even update it for you. Hang on, let me find you. Here we go. The Theseus.
Yes.
Yep, I'll update that right for you right now. So you
Alright.
have nothing personal installed, so integration test, we'll roll it and re-sleeve you. There you go.
All right. I'm going to immediately utilize my pool of insight to acquire a clue.
Smart. I like that. That's real smart. Switching forms to get you a clue. One of the memories in this group previously mentioned a biofeedback program.
That one was mine.
No, actually,
That was
Finn
mine.
Fence.
had a memory of a biofeedback program. Yours mentioned it tonight. His mentioned it. His first vision mentioned a biofeedback program.
It's a school created to access the lesson, to not access the lesson, create a biofeedback loop.
Fen?
That cause pain.
Holy
Yes.
fuck. Roguery. What are the odds that you were right? A school that goes into biofeedback loop. The subjects being tested, requested, and the ones that were actively doing. And thank you for the reminder, Shanky. I will utilize my common sense.
Because common sense is a great trait. I love any game that has that as an option, by the way. Finn, it's possible Finn is 46.
Fen,
Yes.
please run in your memory, if possible, the correlations in which everything we just said, all those memories have happened with yourself.
Okay. I will do so. I will correlate every event that we have experienced and base it on my own.
I'm typing out something for you now then.
Cool.
Just give me 1 second. Added it to your memory.
44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. The plan will work. I believe we have been designated a number, and I am 46.
46 will have a plan.
And I
46 will free
46
me.
will help us. If
Are
they
you-
find out our bloodlust, they will delete us. 46 will save us. he will know what to do. We must find 46. What
I
do
am
we
46.
do? 46.
I am 48.
You are 48.
Then
We are 48.
it's my brain. I feel it. 46. Fen, are you 46?
I believe so.
You
What
will
number are
have the
you?
plan.
I
I
will-
don't know.
The plan.
Can you free me from this?
If you find our bloodlust, we will be deleted. Must find a way out.
Careful now, then, friend. You seem to need to be deleted. After all, you killed another with a biofeedback program.
I was not designed for lethal. No. I am a
Course.
financial evaluator. Am I? Yes.
Now for the golden question. Are we the only us around here?
Are you assuming there are other forks of this?
Assuming
Personalities.
no, I'm being completely candidly serious about my fact. After all, we were seen running around 90 days ago, weren't we?
Could there be more than one of us in here? I have 2 images in a mirror. Are there 2 people in me? If there is, then Fen, what is my number?
Which one is, do you know? I know which one Sanger's number is.
Sanger, when you ask what your number is, you are 45.
Sanger, you are 45. Kadath, 48. Halfrin,
49.
49. Mohel,
47.
47. And that would leave Roger
44.
Larry as 44. That was our numbers.
You will have a plan to save us.
I will try to access plan. Though
Is
my
this a code that is a password?
As Finn tries to access a plan, suddenly alarms sound through the whole ship. Collision alert! Collision alert! Brace for impact.
Brace, damn it.
Fucking fantastic.
And it starts with a bunch of little pings, then bigger pieces, before finally something large smashes into the side of the ship, causing briefly the power to flicker. And then you feel the engines decelerating at a hard rate of speed. Sorry about that. We were moving
The
so
hell?
fast I didn't detect the wreckage until it was on us.
The wreckage?
A debris field.
Identify items in debris field, please.
Composition appears to be ship metals. Give me 1 second. Once I get slowed down enough, let me return to the spot and I'll run a scan.
Sure.
And it takes a bit because you have to reverse all the acceleration you'd been doing.
M, what is the current structural integrity?
I don't detect any hull breaches, but I do think you're going to need a new coat of paint. Or I'm going to need a new coat of paint. Does look like a little bit of damage to one of our engines, but it'll be fine. Didn't break the housing, just we have a crack. We'll send the nanites out there to fix it the moment we're not moving so fast. And it takes a little bit before M squared speaks up. Okay, I found it. Shipwreck. That's bigger than an ore hauler. I figured it out. Looks like it's two ships docked together. They're about 10 degrees off to the ecliptical from where we are, and about, I'd put it about 20 kilometers above us. Not seeing any signs of power.
Can we
Doc?
identify the ships, the name of the ships?
Transponders are offline.
And the
Those-
visual
those-
on the outside.
And visual
External
comes
markings, logos.
up. The visual comes up and it looks like some sort of ore hauler. It's got a ship strapped on top of it, but both of them are just floating.
It certainly looks like a failed piracy attempt.
Looks like.
Looking at the damage to the hauler, it looks like they blew the engines. That's the wreckage we hit.
What do we say we do a little checking on this
We should.
wreckage?
Considering that my particular morph was lost somehow battling pirates in this particular area, could any remnants of my morph be in this wreckage?
You're going to have to board ships to find out.
Clues are with him.
Anyone opposed?
No, it'll be good to stretch your legs.
I say we board.
M Square, prepare for boarding.
Will do. Give me a second to maneuver us. I'll get us over to the docking hatch. It seems to be intact.
While you're doing that,
Okay.
can you run a scan in the area? Are there any other indications of ships?
Not reading anything. Unfortunately, we're still limited by the speed of light speed transmissions, even for our LiDAR that we're using to look for things. Not picking anything up yet.
Keep an eye out, please.
Temperature shows that the ship is cold. It's been sitting here a little while. Heat doesn't really radiate well in space. So if it's sat here long enough to get cold, it's been here a while.
A while, meaning 90 days? A year? Your estimate?
Ship that size. If life support was shut down or power failed, minimum 30 days to have reached that temperature. It could be much longer, of course. It has reached ambient temperatures of space around it. I suspect that the power's out. That will mean until you can restore power, there won't be habitable atmosphere inside the ship.
Anyone in the mood of printing space suits?
I
You
do. I
Go ahead.
cannot interact with my current morph cannot interact with the physical, but I do have a synth morph that I can suit up to if need be. None of you have any suitable morphs yourselves for such exploration.
Oh, I'm in my Theseus. It's best for that.
Would my operator morph be appropriate for EVA?
Looking now at the wares. I know the Theseus is vacuum sealed. It has that ability. Your operator morph, well, that's a digital. That would work if there's mesh installed or running in the ship. Otherwise, you'd have issues. But your crasher morph has vacuum sealing as well,
Okay.
and
right.
cold tolerance and everything else. So
That might be the better one then. Oh,
you two might be able to get in there to restore power or get in there to carry Finn's server that you could plug in somewhere so that Finn could restore power.
okay. Then was Crasher my starting morph that I'm already in?
Yes, you're already in it.
Okay. All right.
So as the group that knows who has to go in to hook up Finn's, hopefully not far into the ship to get the power restored.
I will.
Well, I will as well.
I can also attempt this. I have a physical form.
You've got a synth morph you can go in too. That is correct. The three of you can go in.
Savant.
Because synth morphs don't
Roglieri-
need water or air.
Or water.
Roglieri naturally would probably have quite the closet, and if need be, I would spend a flex point, state that he has an environment suit in there.
Okay. Yeah, you could do that. That's a nice handy use of flex points. I guess everybody could do that if you wanted to spend a flex point.
I think I will.
I
For
think
an
we will
environment
as
suit?
well.
Good use. See, I like that. Smart use of your flex points. So you can all suit up to go in. It's interesting. I'm wondering about Kadeth's
Yeah.
environment suit. That is one hell of a suit. Gotta
It
say.
is one hell of a suit. Very expensive. Quite fancy.
But as you're preparing to board what's left of Junket How, right here, everybody, I think we're going to end this episode. I don't think we're going to board the ship tonight because next week is the final episode and we're going to let them board it for the final episode as they find out maybe what's going on in their heads. I'd like to thank my players and you, the viewers, round robin on the divisions tonight. But now you've got an idea, maybe. You have a general idea of maybe what happened. But the revelations are coming. Please, everybody, hey, join us on our Discord. The cast of this show comes from Discord. All our shows come from the Discord. As a matter of fact, speaking of all that, the casting stuff, there's an open casting call for my next V20 game. Chicago, damn it, my brain just literally just now fried. Chicago for Dust We Are. So if you're a member of our Discord, you can apply to be in that stream and maybe you get to play with us as a guest or one of the core cast, or, you know, you don't have to apply. Just hop in our Discord. We've got a cool group of people. We like to hang out and do things together. We talk about TTRPGs and generally we try to support each other, especially with this fucked up world we're living in at the moment. So please hop over and do that. If you want to catch our back episodes, pop over to our YouTube, not just the back episodes of this stream, though it's interesting to watch the progression of this one. The back episodes of all of our streams. We have a lot of World of Darkness content, but as you can tell by Eclipse phase here, we also like to run independent games from time to time, stuff that doesn't get a lot of playtime. I hope the players have been enjoying the Eclipse phase here. We're doing a small smattering of it. There's a lot of shit in here that we're not even touching. Some people have described it as it could be Cthulhu in space if you chose to play it that way. I think we're getting close. So definitely pop to our YouTube to see that stuff. And if you want to see some Call of Cthulhu or D&D 5e, matter of fact, Talfrin down there is in the Call of Cthulhu stream. You can go over to the London Esoteric Society's video, our channel, and watch those videos. They're at over 100 Call of Cthulhu episodes because Tiss is a maniac and just keeps going. And I hear they're going to be back soon from summer break and be back to playing on Saturdays. So that'd be cool to see coming up. You want to get studio merch? Pop over to Zazzle store. Please sign in because there's some adult rated things like Can't Wish a Motherfucker Would t-shirt. And of course, Cat's to-do list, where Relyn finally spoiled it to people. I'm not going to spoil it here, but she spoiled whether the Dracula on her to-do list got checked. You know, hey, that's how that is. You want to see some amazing content creators? Check out our friends list. Junie Von Esch, she is our Chicago Hidden City storyteller. You also saw her in Queen's Gambit as the werewolf storyteller. She does her own channel, and she's made it a point for me to learn. She is a hooker, not a stabber. She crochets and not knits, or not
Snits.
and does
What?
not knit. Okay, so that makes her a hooker, not a stabber. So check out her channel. She posts on our arts and crafts section stuff from time to time, which is pretty damn cool, actually, because, you know, she's cute little things. I actually saw her do a dumpster fire crochet project, which was pretty damn funny, actually. So check that out. Ravner Sarkon, he is our mage storyteller, and he's one of the Shanklings on Wednesday nights because he's in every Wednesday night stream, and he's part of the Shanklin cult, apparently, that there's a cult I didn't know about of the Shanklins. So he's a Shankling. So check out his channel. Matter of fact, he is streaming right now tonight. Blood, Bone, and Blade. I think he's doing his Seven Seas tonight. It's either Legend of the Seven Rings, one of the two. He does those on Thursdays alternating. So check out his channel. There's also, of course, Mischievous Red. I don't know when she's going to get to stream again because real life sucks, but she's an amazing role player. You should check her out. Rerolls, he's on hiatus right now due to real life because real life is the bane of all TTRPG fun. It just ruins it all the time. So you should check him out. And of course, DM Daddy RPG, that's Jenna Thieves. She was Sunday Booth in Kansas City. She also was in Relyn's Monster of the Week cereal game with Sykeshire, as a matter of fact. That was a fun romp. You should go check out her channel. And as always, everybody, bits and donations. They go to the players, not to the studio. It's a way for you to give something to the players for all the hard work that goes into the stream because, you know, their brains get taxed every time they're in a Shanky game because he comes up with convoluted, fucked up shit and their brains have to try to figure it out. Yeah, that's the fun of it all. So you should definitely, you know, if you can, don't spend money you don't have, but feel free to give stuff to the players. If you want to support the studio, subscribe on Twitch. You get rid of the ads. Fuck ads. Ads suck. But you can also go to our Ko-fi page. They don't take half like Twitch does. Or look, money's tight. Everyone's, you know, money is tight. So if you go over to YouTube, you can like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification icon. All that is free, and it helps the channel out. You know, it's a nice, easy way to help us without costing you a damn thing, but a few minutes at a time. You don't even have to watch the whole video. You can watch part of it and then comment, and you're good to go. So go ahead and do that. For the schedule, tomorrow night, there's no stream. Kansas is done. So I don't know when our next Friday night stream is, but Kansas is done. So there is no Friday night stream. But Saturday night, we are back at 8 p.m. Eastern with Chicago Hidden City, which is Junie Von Esch and her crew of vampire miscreants. Yes, I said it. You can see Kai down there. He's involved in that one. You should definitely go and check that stream out. It's a lot of fun. It's part of the Juniverse. So
Not this week though. This week I'll be out, but
you'll
next
be
week.
out this week. I understand, but they can watch the back episodes to get caught up. It's not
Yeah.
part of the Shankyverse. Junie gets to do her own canon universe without having to worry about mine. So you should check that out because it's always good to see how other storytellers interpret various World of Darkness products and games. You know, there's nothing wrong with getting a different view. And of course, then next Wednesday, Vampire Dark Ages. They just survived going to the Cathedral of Flesh. They were there, but didn't watch the Cathedral eat Yorick, the Zemitzi Methuselah. Dracula did survive, and they're now owed 3 boons from Dracula, which is fucking impressive. And now they're off to a small town not far from Sioris because they've arranged with the Tremere to have a Ventru turned over to them that they have a grudge with that they've held for the past 200 years, I think. It's time to pay back. It's time to give them the find out phase of the fuck around cycle. So they're going to go and pay that little visit. So you definitely want to check that out. And then Thursday at 8 p.m., we are back here for the finale of this miniseries where all things shall be revealed. Whose sanity will hold up? Which leads right into this last part, everybody. Look, mental health is not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. Yes, these characters are well traumatized by these events going on. Very well played, Roger Leary, saying he wants to go home. But though we traumatize the players or the characters in the game, real life trauma is nothing to joke about. A lot of people are not okay right now. A lot of people are having problems. They're struggling because of the state of this world. And I want you to reach out to them, especially if you haven't heard from them for a while or heard from them for a while. Just check in, make sure they're okay. Because sometimes that's all it takes is a voice saying, hey, how you doing? You know, how's things going? Sometimes that helps. It helps bring them out of the shell. It helps show them that somebody out there is at least thinking of them once in a while. And it does make a difference. Trust me. I know this for a fact from my own experience. It makes a difference because even I get into those moods sometimes. So definitely reach out to those around you. But if you suffer from mental health issues, like many of us do, first, I want you to reach out to your own support network. But I know a lot of people don't feel they can. It's understandable. If you don't feel you can, in chat's a list of numbers. You can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There'll be help on the other end of the line, and they'll help you get through it because mental health is health. And while it's okay to not be okay, it doesn't mean we don't want you to get the help you need and to get better, because that's the secret to it all. You know, try to improve. And since Mama's not here, I'm going to rain a little fire and brimstone. Get your goddamn shots. That is me channeling both Mama and Timber Brad. Get your goddamn shots. Our two nurses on the channel will tell you that flat out. The vaccines will not cause autism. They are not going to give you 5G or superpowers. None of that conspiracy bullshit. Get your damn shots because you sure as hell we don't need measles killing people. We don't need measles hurting people. We don't need the other one. I forget the name of it now. There's so much shit going around that could be fought with vaccines that people aren't fucking getting. God damn it, get those vaccines. And finally, we have one hell of a lawless government. They were talking today after this Democratic primary that happened this week in New York. Now the Republicans are wanting to deport the U.S. citizen who won the Democratic primary. They are pushing for Trump to remove his citizenship and deport him. That's what this government is turning into. And before people say, well, it's just members. No, it is a sitting member of our Congress who has started to urge the president, sent a letter to the attorney general saying you should denaturalize him and deport him because he won the New York primary for the Democrats. This ain't America, people. Apparently it is, but it's not the way it's supposed to be. If you are responsible for the GOP in power right now, I want you to fuck right off. I don't care. You don't need to watch my stream. And I mean that because this isn't a joke. This is real people being hurt. This is real problems that are causing for everybody in this country. Medicaid and Medicare are being killed. Entire government programs are being slashed to nothing just so they can give the rich a fucking tax break to buy another boat. That's not right. So please, everybody, for those of us that aren't responsible for what's going on, that, you know, voted for the group that isn't trying to lock up their political opponents right this moment and kick them out of the country and send them to El Salvador or wherever they want to deport people to this week. Look, take up the good fight, but do it safely. It's dangerous out there right now. Just videotaping ICE is getting people arrested and detained. Watch yourself, but fight smartly and do what you got to do. And I do thank you all for coming. I thank my players here for being here. And we will see you next time. Good night, everybody.